everyone. I am so happy to be here today to teach you how to learn how to play a powerful pattern called the stock swoosh. I'd like to thank Online Trader Central for this opportunity, and I'm very excited to be here. I'm going to go through a presentation today, and at the end, I'm going to answer all of your questions. So I'm going to go through the presentation, and then I believe there will be time at the end to go over questions, and I will take your questions then. And if we have even more time, depending on what time it is, I may go over an actual gap that happened today. So we will kind of play it by ear and see how we end up with time. So thank you for joining me. Can everyone see my cursor here? This pointer. Okay, great. I want to give you my contact information. My name is Melissa Armo, and you can reach me at melissa@thestockswoosh.com. My phone number is 602-799-5754. I post videos of different plays that I do on YouTube. You can reach me at Miss She Who Dares Wins, and I also have a Facebook page called The Stock Swoosh and a Twitter account. So today you're here to talk about the stock swoosh. The stock swoosh is used in the Golden Gap. The Golden Gap is a system that I use to trade professional bearish gaps. And I'm doing a gap class on August 25th and 26th. I'd like you to contact me if you're interested in anything that I discussed today, or if you're interested in taking my class. I'd love to have you. Okay, so let's get going. What is the stock swoosh? The stock swoosh is found in the morning by using the Golden Gap rating system. And the Golden Gap rating system is a 26-point rating system that helps you find the best gap to watch that will have the biggest move on the day. Because that's what we're all trying to do. We're all trying to find something to play that we can get a nice move in, that we can make money trading. That's the whole idea. And when you use the Golden Gap rating system, you can find the stock swoosh. What is the swoosh? The swoosh is a concept. It is a concept that can help you make money trading. And knowing how to use it can also prevent you from losing money trading. So this is extremely powerful, okay? This is extremely powerful if you can understand this concept, because not only is it going to help you make money when you see it, it is going to help you not get in a play that isn't going to work. And I'm going to go over some charts, and we're going to follow this, and you're going to understand this by the end of this presentation. First of all, what is a concept? A concept in trading is a particular idea that if you know how to apply it, you can use it to give you an edge in your trading. And anything that you can use to give you an edge in trading is going to help you make money. We all need an edge in our trading. It's very competitive. When you're trading, anything that you can use in your system to give you an edge is going to help you succeed. And using the Golden Gap 26-point rating system is going to give you an edge. I want to be very clear that you need more than a concept to make money trading. However, having a concept or multiple concepts will help you succeed because it will give you an edge. So what do you need in order to make money trading? You need a complete system. That's what you need. You need a complete system in order to be successful trading and make money. What are the missing pieces? There are so many missing pieces in trading that would take me hours and hours of a presentation to explain to you what I went through to figure out the missing pieces. I took many classes and many seminars and read many books to get to the system that I use today. I was days, I was trading, I was doing different strategies, and I was realizing that they weren't working all the time. Okay, they weren't working all the time. I didn't understand why. There were so many missing pieces. You have to have all the pieces together. Unfortunately, trading is one of those things that it is so competitive that if there's one piece missing or two pieces missing, you're not going to get it. You may be break even, you may make a little, you may lose a little, but in the end, you're not making a lot of money if you don't have all the pieces. And that's what we want to do. We want to make money. We want to make a lot of money. We want to be successful. So we have to have all the pieces. You need a complete system. I cannot strive this enough. I want you to take my class, and I would love you to learn from me because I love talking about what I do. However, that being said, if you walk away today with no other information from this seminar, I want you to understand that if you want to be a successful trader, you need a complete system. If you want to learn from me, I want to teach you. If you don't, find one yourself, but you got to have one or you're not going to make it, okay? You are trading against people in the market that are exceptionally brilliant people. You are trading against exceptionally brilliant people. And let me tell you, they have complete systems. So, what is necessary for a complete trading system? The following components specifically and in their entirety. Number one, you need a strategy. Number two, you need a play. And number three, you need a concept to give you an edge. You need all the pieces of the puzzle. You need a complete system. If you want to compete, if you want to make money, this is what you need. Okay, so that has to be your goal. This is the groundwork. Put it all together. You do not need 100 strategies in place to make money in the market. You need one strategy, one play, and one concept which works. And if you can combine one strategy, one play, and one concept and do them extremely well, then you can make money trading. The Golden Gap strategy and point rating system in the Golden Gap 2-day class works. It will help you find the right gap to play each morning to make money. It is a complete system, and it is a complete system that works. And I know that it works because I am doing it. I trade. I am a trader. I made this system, I'm using it, and I'm making money. So that's how I know it works. And I came up with it by doing it and going back and seeing why wasn't these other things working that I was taught? Why wasn't these things that I was taught in the books and the other classes working? And I put it all together. And I'm continually putting it all together. In fact, my 26-point rating system today, in a year from now, maybe 35 and maybe 50 things. I'm never going to stop trying to be better. I will always try to be better. It's hard to believe that I can find something better than what I have now because it works almost all the time. However, that being said, the market constantly amazes me, and every day I am improving my chart reading skills and seeing more and more things in the market. And that's one of the reasons why I want to talk to you about a live trade that happened today at the end if we have time. Conviction. Get conviction in your trading. This is so important. How can you risk your own money if you don't have conviction in your system or an edge in your trading? How can you risk your own money if you don't have a system? Okay, please don't do it. Your money is going to be the basis for what you need to get going with this thing. Don't waste it, and don't waste your bullet if you don't have a system yet. I mean, that is the most important thing you need to get first before you start using real money in any amount, okay? Because you are going to need that money to make money trading. That's just how it is, okay? You need money to make money trading. So save your money until you have a system in place. I can teach you my system so you don't have to start from scratch. Save your money until you have a system that works. Learning the Golden Gap system will help you gain conviction in your trading, and playing the stock swoosh will help to give you an edge. I started using this word conviction talking to my friends about trading once I started making my own system, because every day I get up and I started having more You're risking money. There's no getting away from that. So the idea is to do something where you have so much conviction in what you're doing that it doesn't feel like risk, that it doesn't mentally, emotionally feel like risk. So you can do the proper actions, use your brain to make concrete, proper decisions, not being under duress. Okay? So you have a less chance of making mistakes. This is so important. I don't ever take a trade anymore unless I have conviction in it. I don't ever take a trade unless I have conviction in the gap, which I use looking at the daily chart to make my decision, okay, in the morning. If I don't have conviction in that gap, I am not taking it. I'm not taking it. Okay? So let's talk about the stock swoosh. What is the definition of a stock swoosh? A stock swoosh is a hard, fast, quick, immediate, definitive, and powerful movement of a stock in one direction in the first 5 minutes of the day. It's called a swoosh because the stock moves so fast and so quick that it makes a sound. Swoosh. Okay, I'm going to read this again. I want you to listen up. A stock swoosh is a hard, fast, quick, immediate, definitive, and powerful movement of a stock in one direction in the first 5 minutes of the day. That's it. Not the first 10 minutes, not the first 2 hours. It has to be in the first 5 minutes of the day. And it gives you the direction for the first 15, 30 minutes of the day. But the swoosh has to happen in the first 5 minutes of trading. And we're going to look at some examples. The first 5 minutes of trading of a stock that gaps are the most important 5 minutes of the day. If you can learn to trade the first 5 to 15 minutes of a gap, you will have an edge in your trading. Why? Because this time of the day has huge moves, the small stops. And not only that, very few people know how to trade it. Very, very few people know how to trade it. So knowing how to trade it will give you an edge. It will both save you money and make you money. The first 5 minutes of the day gives you the best entry, and it gives you the best price for the stock in the position you're trying to enter. It can make you a lot of money if you know how to play this time frame. And if you want to learn how to do this, then take my class on August 25th and 26th. I made it a mission to learn how to trade this beginning time of the day. Because when I started trading gaps about 3 years ago, I saw the incredible moves and the fast money you can make in this time frame. And then I started studying the patterns. And that's how I came up with this whole thing. Okay? Because it was pattern repetition that was happening. It's technical analysis. I'm not going to go into great detail about that today. Perhaps that's another topic for another seminar we can have here. Okay? However, technical analysis works. That is my belief system, and I'm using it to make money. But what do you do when you see a swoosh? When you see a swoosh in the direction of your bias, that gives you immediate confirmation of your bias. It gives you conviction that your bias is correct and will work. If you get the swoosh, watch, wait, and get ready. So let's talk about a couple examples here. Okay, this is LUFK. This was on July 30th. The stock gapped down. Okay, here it was the night before where it closed. Gap down here. This is 9:30. This is a 1-minute chart. This is a 1-minute chart. This is the first bar of the day, 60 seconds. Do you know the size of this bar? It's $3.60. That is a swoosh. Open, $3.60 in 60 seconds. Okay, so you rated this gap. You went through the 26-point rating system. You liked it. It rated well. You said, I really like this thing. It opens. Whew, you get the swoosh. Down, in your direction. Conviction, conviction, conviction. Okay, now I'm waiting to get in. So this is helping you. You do the analysis. You go through the points. It rates high, but you never know until it opens. Okay? This is like, all right, I really love this thing now. This thing's going to work today. I know it's going to work. And look at the stock move on the day. Here's the daily chart. This stock moved $6.63 on the day. It was a beautiful gap. It had a huge move. And if you had my rating system, you would have been able to rate it in the morning, know that it rated well, and you would have been watching it to get this move. You would have been watching it to see this. Because if you're not watching these things, if you don't have the rating system analysis to look for these, you're not going to see these things, okay? You're not going to see the swoosh. You have to see it in the real time to see it, so you can get in it when it moves. If you're waiting for your scanner to pick up something that drops like 20, 50, 100% on the day, you're not going to get it on your scanner until it's already triggered and gone. You're not going to get a good price. You have to be looking at these things, know what to look for, figure them out before the open, on the gap, rate them, and watch them. And then you're going to look for the swoosh. And this is going to give you the conviction that you need to trade, the conviction that you need to trade to risk your money. Here's another one. MNST, this was beautiful. This was on August 10th. What happened here in this one? 9:30, this is a 1 minute chart. 1, 2, 3. This in 3 minutes, this went from 58.45 down to 56.50. And look down here, $56. $56. This thing moved $2.50, okay, in the first 5 minutes of the day. Beautiful trade. So then you're wait to get in it. And here you have, this is the move of the day. Right here. Look at this thing. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful move. Now, how is this going to save you money? So this is important. If you get a reverse swoosh in the opposite direction of the stock that you want to trade, don't take it on the first setup. You wait. You wait for a trend or confirmation of the trend of the reversal time. A swoosh in the opposite direction or reverse swoosh is a warning sign. Wait, I may not work today. Be careful. Wait for confirmation of the trend, or do not trade that stock at all that day, because the reverse swoosh may prevail on the day. Now, this is how you're going to save money. This is how you're going to save money on this one. Here's an example. This was a gap down that happened on August 10th. This is 9:30. This thing opened down here at $38.94, and do you know what this is up here? $42.41. This stock moved $3.47 up, swooshed up, and it was a down gap. Okay, so it's a reverse swoosh. You do not short into this. This is a no-no. It's not going to work. A $4 move in 3 minutes, and you're looking to short it as a gap down, it's not going to work. Here it was. When these things do not work, they really don't work. And you're not going to lose money, because now you know about the reverse swoosh, which is the swoosh, but just in reverse of your bias. So you don't get sucked into taking every sell setup that tries to happen in here, because there's no shorting in this. This is real buying. This isn't a rally into a resistance area that you can short a gap down. This is buying. Okay, this is momentum. This is power. You don't want to go against this kind of thing. Remember, we're looking for the swoosh down, which is momentum and power. We want to get in that when it sets up. We don't want to short against it, okay, when it does the reverse thing. This is very helpful. I'd like you to start using this immediately. Don't get caught in these things. Let's look what they do. Not only did somebody decide to buy this, which is big money, okay, people decided to short it, and then they kept getting stopped out, and whoop, there you have it. Huge move in the day in the opposite direction of the gap down. This would not have rated high for me. I'm not going to detail that now. This is what you'd have to learn in my class, but it didn't, okay? Where it opened, the way it was, the way it set up. And I remember this day, I'm not showing you an example here, it did the same darn thing. It did the same darn thing this day. Here's another one. AMAT, another one, gap down. People said, oh, this is on our list, this is the gap down list. Open down here, and this stock, you have to remember how this stock moves in a day. This stock doesn't move like $5 in the day. Okay, every stock has a different move on the day, but this is a swoosh for this stock, okay? This one bar here at 931 is a swoosh for this bar, okay? It opened at $11.33, and up here is $11.54. It's like 20-some cents. That's a big move for this stock. 22 cents in the second bar of the day, and then it did this. Swoosh, swoosh, whoosh. This is the swoosh right here. So you don't look to short into that, okay? Wait and let it tell you if it's really going to work, which it's probably not going to do till later, and then it definitely didn't do it. And then it went over the high of the day. Once, twice, done. Look what it did. Same thing as the other one. Look at these. They really push out. What happens is people short these. People that do not know how to read gaps, people that don't know the swoosh, are shorting these. And this is what happens. This actually this is a daily buy setup. It's a ugly one, albeit, but it is a daily buy setup, and that's what happened here. I mean, because the momentum got into this thing, and whoo, don't short this, okay? If you want to learn how to find the swoosh, and you want to learn how to play it, then I'd like you to take my class. It would take me too long today to go over how exactly to play this thing. It would take me too long today to go over all my 26 points. It's a 2-day seminar, all 2 days, and it's very detailed. I didn't come up with this like in a day. It's very detailed, and if you want to learn how to play it, you would have to sign up for my class. It's worth the money because it works. I mean, it works. And not only that, you have to have the gap rating system to find the stocks that are going to get the swoosh in the direction of your bias in order to play them. Because not everything is going to have this concept available to you. They happen. I could show you 100 examples in the last year, but you got to know where to look for them. And you can find them on scanners later in the day, after the day, but they're gone already. You missed them. You've got to get the gap in the morning, get the analysis right, go through the rating system, find the stocks that you think are going to have big moves in the day, because the rating system is so precise. So you watch those ones, and then when you see the swoosh, you know what to do. You know what to do, you know how to play it, and you will learn how to play it in my class. It would take too long to go over that here. Right now, I'm just showing you the concept itself, and even seeing this and not knowing how to play it is going to help you. Why? Because you are never again going to short something that looks like this. I'd rather you not trade that day. This is the only gap down you have to look at that day, the only gap in the world, and you see this and you're desperate to do something, I urge you to press the button and turn off your computer and walk away, go to the gym, okay? Because you're going to get hurt in this. And here we have it. So you're going to get run over. This is not a couple little day traders. This is money, okay? Day traders, we just want to ride the coattails of the big money that's happening. And that's why gaps are so great. Because when these things gap down and meet all the points, they do it in such a way that people that are actually managing funds and big money make determinations to either A, exit their long positions, which push them down and have big moves, or they decide to short core swing positions, and they get in them that day then, after the earnings are bad, or whatever happens to happen, that they decide to make the decision that creates the momentum in the stock. Okay. I just want to take a minute and explain to you what was the philosophy behind me coming up with this whole system. I decided to do it because I wanted to find stocks to trade that, number one, have a high probability of directional bias for the entire day. Number two, have big moves on the day. And number three, early confirmation of my bias and the move, rather than later, because by that time half the move's over, or almost all of it sometimes. And four, I wanted precise entries with follow-through. Precise entries with follow-through. So that's the philosophy behind why I came up with a system, because so many other classes and books that I read didn't have these components, and these were the missing pieces for me. And I needed to find a way to fit all these things together, and that's what I have done. conviction because it's precise and complete. And this conviction will help you to take size in your trades, which allow you to make more money. I find gaps when they're gapping pre-market and post-market, before the market opens. I'm watching the pre- and post-market trading price action before the day opens. So I have everything rated and reading it according to the price action that's happening the night before or the morning of the gap. I hope that this is really a light bulb for you. You only need one thing, one system, one strategy, one play, one concept to make money. Because if you do that one thing well, and you can add size to your trading, that's how you're going to make a lot of money. I really, truly believe this. And the thing is, if you don't have conviction in what you're doing, how are you going to take size? How could you possibly take 5,000 shares of something at 9:35 in the morning to get a $2 or $3 drop, or 10,000 shares of something to get a move? If you don't have conviction in what you're doing, you need to have conviction in your trading in order to take size and to make money. And the way to make money in this is do something well, add the size. Do something that works, add the size. It's so much easier than trying to learn 10 different strategies, 5 different plays, 16 different things, going long, going short, this gap, this gap. You get a headache. I mean, how much information can you take? It's total information download, okay, and overload. And I have found that focusing on reading charts in this specific thing that I'm doing has improved my chart reading skills, rather than trying to read charts and see 1,000 different things. Your brain gets really good at starting to see the same pattern over and over and over again. And then it just kind of becomes intuition and second nature over and over and over again. I mean, there's days, I can't even tell you where I look at 2 things and they're so closely rated that I can almost get an intuition now for which one's going to work. Why? Because I'm just doing this so much now, over and over and over again. You don't get that same feel. You don't get that instinct. You don't get that gut when you're doing 10 different things, going long and going short and breakdowns and this, that, and yada, yada, yada. It's too much. Make it easy for yourself. Learning how to trade and making money is difficult to begin with. Don't make it more difficult than it already is. Take my advice. Find one thing you like to do, get good at it, get a system, do it well for a period of time, and then add size to your trading. Really quickly, I'm just going to answer this. I just recently went back and looked because I said, gosh, how many of these am I actually getting? Because some days I get up and there isn't anything good. And I don't want to trade those days. Those are the days that you're just not good to trade, and it's good to take a day off. And I'm finding that 2 is normal, maybe 3. 2 to 3 a week. 2 to 3. So that means you can plan in your schedule that you're not going to be trading every day. And that's okay. It's better off you trading when there's something great to trade and making money and making good money than the rest of the time you don't trade. All right, we're going to look at a play here. This was a down gap, and I'm just going to use this as an example because I just want to show you how beautiful these moves can be in these gaps and the kind of money you can make doing them if you know what to do. This thing opened, didn't have any entry here, and rallied up before it set up. Okay? And had an unbelievable move. Unbelievable. This pattern here, see this pattern? This is a rally. See how this is different than that other AMAT that I showed you and the SMG that I showed you? This isn't buying. This is just rally. Now, gap down is up here $39, gap down here to 30-something. So it gapped down $9. Huge gap down for this. You need to give this a chance to just breathe a little bit here. And this is what happened. This is not buying. This is not buying. This is a rally into resistance. And then it started to set up, and it set up, and then it fell off the cliff. See this pattern here? This is another thing that I have to give a little tip here. This is like a hill. And then what happens? You fall off the hill. Everybody loves pivots, and pivots are great. And this is equities, just equities. Everybody loves pivots, but you know what? These curvy patterns, these curvatures, these are beautiful. These are just beautiful. They give beautiful moves. It's like you're trying to get up a hill. Here. You're exhausted. You're so exhausted. You can't walk down the hill. You just roll down it. You just roll down the hill. No more energy left. This nice curvy pattern here. These are beautiful when you see these. Look for these. Okay? Really nice. Everybody loves pivots, and here's a hill. What happens when you get up the hill? Just falls off the cliff. The entry on this was $9.47. I'm going to go back and show you the chart real quick. The price was $33.24. Stop over $33.32, and 8 cents stop. 8 cents stop if you knew how to play this on 3,000 shares, which is a decent size for a day trader. Okay, you risked $240, and you held it to target. $29 was the target on this. You could have made $12,720 in this trade in 30 minutes. This is a guess. This is the power of guess. This is why I want you to take my class and learn my rating system and how to play these things, because you don't need to get these every day. You don't need to even get these 3 times a week. But let me tell you, when they happen, you got to get them. And how are you going to get them? You need to take my class and go through the rating system. And then when you do get them, you need to know how to play them. And there's no hesitating on these things. Because when these things go, you've got to get in it. You got to get in it. Okay? You can't wait. Because when they start to fall off the cliff, they're just going to roll. Here was the entry. Went up here, held, retest. Sell said it was right there. Stop has to be over here. You're not giving it any room at all. 0 room. Has to hold. The morning is precision. You don't give things room in the morning. You can give it the spread. And 2 pennies over the stop. So this goes in, not doing anything wrong. Tries to retest again, doesn't even get all the way up there. You could have added to this. Let's just say you said, I'm risking $240 right here. My account can withstand it. I can take 3,000 shares. And it does this. Extra conviction. Beautiful conviction. Great conviction. I'm going to add more, you say. And that's what you do. You can take more, you take more. Now, if you took more here, you could have taken a portion off here before it even got to the target. But even if you wanted to suffer through this rally, it was barely anything. And you are going to get that into a reversal time, 10:15. It's going to rally a little bit. So fine, let it rally. Lower your stop into the pivot here. But try to hold on for the target. Look, this thing went under the low of the day, has no man's land, okay? Beautiful gap, huge gap down, rallied into resistance, held, and you see this curvy pattern. This curvy pattern is a good sign. Look for the curve, okay? So you say, I'm hanging on, I'm in this thing, I'm just going to lower my stop, I'm going to let the whole trade ride down to target. Once this gets to 20, it actually went under 29. I don't remember where this ended on the day. It did go a little bit lower, not much, but you're up so much money after a certain point, you need to book your money. You You can give it a little drop to the target, but then you got to book your money on these things, okay? So that's what we're doing here. The money isn't real until you book it. Exactly. You would need to have BP in your trading account to at least take that much size. Okay, you need to have 100,000 buying power at least. The long-term power of gaps. The Golden Gap class teaches the 26 gap rating system, which can be used also to swing trade and to core trade these stocks for even bigger moves. These moves can continue for 3 to 5 days. 3 to 5 months or 3 to 5 years. And here's an example. I'm going to show you 2 examples of longer-term charts so you can get an idea with these. These are so nice. So nice. This was a bullish gap that happened here in October of 2011. Gapped up, broke out, huge green solid bar, broke out to new highs. Then what happened? Topping tail the next day, no big deal. Gap down right here. This is the first gap down of this move, and look at this. If you swing trade or core trade, do you have any idea how well you would have done in this? This price up here is around 110 something, first gap down. You could have played it on the day, and then gotten in it as a swing trade or a core trade. And depending on what you want to do, you manage this, where you're going to get out of it, or if you're going to hold it for the whole move. But this is incredible. It's $41 some now and 82 cents. This is in August, early August. Here's a gap down. 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 Here's one. And here's one. They're all gap downs that you can play intraday and for swing positions. And if you know how to find these gaps with my 26-point rating system, you're going to play this day, and you're going to see it. And not only that, you're going to know how to read gaps, because you're going to learn from me what happened here and how the negation of this was a new move that was going to start with this, okay? It's not just this gap down here. There's so much more in this chart, and we don't have time to go over it all today, but this is extremely powerful. This gap up here broke out to all-time highs, and this gap completely negated the whole thing. Netflix is the next one. Kind of did the same thing, but not completely. Gapped up here, nice green bar, ran up to 300 some bucks. This gap down here, the day it happened, it failed kind of like that SMG. Was green on the day, but the actual gap was still a bearish gap, and was the continuation, the first continuation of this move, down at 53 bucks. Beautiful swing core trade, and this just shows you the power of gaps. Remember, swooshes are very powerful. Take the Golden Gap class to learn the Golden Gap 26-point rating system to help you find the swoosh. Take the Golden Gap class so that you can learn a complete system on how to play gaps and make money trading. My class is this coming weekend. It's Saturday and Sunday, the 25th and 26th, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. all day, both days. It's $1,500 for the whole weekend, and it's a lot of information. And what's going to happen is I will let you take it again if you take it once with me, because you're probably going to need to, because it is so detailed and so much information in 2 days that I will talk to you and answer your questions and let you take it again if you decide to pay for it one time, because it is so detailed. And I really want people to get it and learn how to do it. And I understand going through this myself that it's a lot to learn. Now, does anyone have any questions? And then if we have time, I was going to quick go over a gap today. I did answer some of the questions. Somebody said something about 3,000 shares, $100,000. I'm not going to detail how trading works, but you don't need $100,000 cash to be able to take a position like that. If you have a prop account or a retail account, you get leverage. Okay, you only need a portion of money up, and you get leverage with your broker, and that's something that you could email me about and talk about at another time. You don't need $100,000 real dollars to trade like that. You just need the buying power. The class is $1,500 for 2 days, and you can retake it as many times as I do it, because you're probably going to need to, because it's a lot of information. And I will talk to you whenever you want to talk about plays that you do, just because I love it. I trade every day. I love this stuff. You can talk to my friends. I love going over plays. I love doing it. I'm getting better every time I go over trades that I do or even my friends do, and I see things in the chart. Let me just make sure if I didn't miss any other previous questions. Someone asked about playing the swoosh in my entry. That is something that I'm not going to go over today. It would take too long to. It's something that you would learn in the class. It's a concept you learn in my class. There's other concepts I've created besides the swoosh that are part of my play that are within my strategy. So I have my strategy, and then I have plays within my strategy, and then I have concepts within my plays. The swoosh is one of them, and that's all part of learning how to do the play, which I teach in my class. The apple, I didn't even look at apple today. Let's quick see if we have time to go over a real live trade today. Let me just get my charts up here. 1 second. Okay, can everybody see this? This is the chart of low. I am going to try to set up a recording of the class. I have a person working on that for me to see if he can get the whole 2 days. I'm hoping to do that, yes. Okay, let's look at low. All right, I'm going to try to go through this quickly. I didn't like this morning, and I'm briefly going to tell you why. This area that it was in this morning, it bothered me. It bothered me a lot, and here's why. This. Right here. Right here, I didn't like this at all. I wanted this to gap under that, okay? So I wasn't crazy about it. That being said, okay, it could have worked. It very well could have worked. You never know. You rate it, you go through the system. This didn't rate well with me, but I know a lot of people like these. Gap under, green bar. People like them. Gap under support. If it you know what this needs to do to work? It needs to open there and boom, go right there. That's what it needs to do. It didn't. We're going to look at the 1 minute chart. But this is the reason why I wasn't crazy about this. This is a 200 period moving average in a daily chart. And this solid green bar is back here. This other one, this is an actual base. This is within pennies of the prices of each other right here. It's holding itself. Another the bug in a rug right on this 200. I do not like this. Now here's why you need a complete system. Because you know what most people do that look at gaps? They look at what's happening right here. People are looking up, they're getting up in the morning, they're looking at the gaps, and they're trying to make a decision right here. How could you possibly make a decision with that information? This is not enough information. You need to look at everything that's happening here. Okay? You need to look at this whole thing. This is a problem. And do you know what this thing did pre-market? I mean, I cannot make this stuff up. This is pre-market action this morning of this stock. Do you know that it touched right there, bounced off of that exact number that was over here? 25.25, 25.24, 25.31, 25.28. And I saw it. So I wasn't crazy about it. That being said, could have opened and gone down immediately and gone right through that. However, this was a problem for me. Then I watched it pre-market and it's rallying up. Okay? And look at what it does in the open. This is the reverse swoosh. This is exactly what I just taught you. Right here. Opens and runs $1 in the first bar of the day. You do not short into this. Okay? Now, this did set up later, and I'm going to show you where, but the point is, people wanted to short this immediately, and they got stopped out, and they got stopped out, and they got stopped out. Went over the high of the day twice. So knowing this is going to save you. Yes, it may set up later, but you have to wait. When these things happen, okay, you need to let the stock tell you when it's ready to go. This is saying either A, I'm not going to work it all today correctly, or B, let me let you know when I'm ready. Okay? And remember this. This happened this morning and bounced off those 2 bars that I showed you, that I saw in the morning, and then it bounced off there. Okay? Then this happened. Now, that being said, what did this do today? I did not trade this. I did not like it, and I just went over the reasons why. If you wanted to trade this today, it had an entry. It was very difficult to play. Not high odds. However, I'll tell you where you could have played it to make any money on it, but it wasn't great. okay, and it wasn't great for the reasons that I told you. And it did go under the low of the day, but only by 10 cents. You know what it held? Basically 26. 25.97. It held 26. You know, it just, you suffered in this thing if you took this. You either got stopped out once or twice, so you got ready for it to go. And why do that to yourself? Just take something that has, you have 100% conviction in, 100% conviction. We are looking to risk our money on stuff that we know works. We are not willing to get in something that doesn't have high odds of working, or a big move, or that we don't have conviction in. Okay? Now, where did this really set up? This is a 2-minute chart. Reverse swoosh, can't short into it. Went over the high of the day, over the high of the day. You could have entered this here. There would be no reason to. Okay? I would have had no conviction in doing it. However, that being said, here you could have actually entered. Here was the entry right here. You could have gotten a 5-cent stop. I would not have done it because I did not like the gap. I did not like the gap for a move on the day, a nice move. But worst case scenario, I thought this could maybe come down here to 26.40-ish, 45-ish to pull in a little, or a low of the day. I just didn't see high odds in this having any kind of red, solid move on the day. The way that it was on the daily chart, the way that it set up, the way that it gapped, the way that it opened, the reverse swoosh, I knew it wasn't going to have a kind of move in the day that was going to work for me. There's better things to play, or you take the day off. Save your money to risk more in the days when you get something good. So here was the entry. If you wanted to play it, you said, you know what? I think this is going to work. I'm just going to go for it. Here's the only realistic entry. It did hold, okay, and it did have a move through the low of the day. You have to take it off here at the low of the day. You have to do that, okay? You've got to know the way this thing opened and reverse swished up. At the very least, do not expect any kind of crazy big move on this. I don't like these 2 green bars. I do not short into this. 1 green bar, if it happens in formations as a rally, if it forms itself as a rally, not as this, but as a rally into a resistance area, I will short if the gap is good into 1 green bar like this. As a rally, not a move that happens in 60 seconds, okay? But this had 2 green bars, and I didn't like it at all, and I didn't like it for all of these reasons here. This is an area. These are numbers. I'm not making this stuff up. I'm getting it off the chart. And when this happens in the morning, and then when it opens here, hey, if this wants to open and go red, and it can slice through all this, great. I'm watching it. I'm all in. But if that doesn't do that, and it does this, I'm not shorting that. No way. So this was a gap that probably a lot of people watch it. It's a heavily traded stock. And I just wanted to point out some things, how this really wasn't great. It might have been great if it had opened and done something to prove itself, but it didn't. And the area is not good. Why? Because of this. Because of this right here. Now, that being said, this stock perhaps might be lower still. At this point now, what's going on here is it's trying to make up its mind. It's trying to make up its mind, and it can't decide, and it's trying, okay? So let's just wait, okay? This is just wait to see what it's going to do. If it gaps up over here, the bullish gap is going to continue higher. If it gaps down under this area here, it doesn't even need to gap under this. This is where we need to be under. Then it's going to head lower. And you just don't know. So find something better. Find something that has more reasons to take it than to fight with these things. Don't fight with these things. There's plenty of other better things to play. And like I said, if you can't find something better to play, then you just don't trade that day. You don't need to do that. When you go back and look at your trading records, you see all the days you lost and all the days you made money. You know that if you made great money on half the days and lost the other half, you say to yourself, why did I trade those days? You know, your P&L would look so much better if you only traded the days that stuff is good. Now, you have to know what to look for the good stuff. You have to know how to find the good stuff, and that's what I teach in these gaps. You have to be able to break it down. Looking at 1 or 2 things is not enough. Taking every buy setup and sell setup that exists in the world is not enough. You can't trade like that. You need a system. You need a precise system. You need to be looking at the whole picture, the whole package, okay? This is momentum trading. Momentum trading is, I want to get in something and I want to get a move and I want to get a move on the big money, and that's what I'm looking to do. I'm just one little person, but if I can get in with that big money, I'm going to make good money. I'm going to make a lot of money for one person if I know what to do and if I'm smart and if I know how to read what's going on in that first 5 minutes of the day. Okay? So looking at one or two things, it's gapping under a green bar, it's gapping over a red bar, it's under support, it's over support. One or two things that I've learned in many, many classes, one or two or three or four things, it simply is not enough information to trade. It's not enough information to risk your money. You need a complete system, and you need to look at more things that are happening here so you don't get caught in things like this. Okay? Now, this very well could have ended the day with a huge green bar and rallied back over here. It didn't do it. But when I looked at this at 10 o'clock this morning, this bar was solid green. And I have found many, many times that what happens is when these things are still a solid green bar after 10 o'clock, they usually end the day that way. Now, this didn't, okay? But actually, look at this. I'm just noticing this right now. This is all this did today. This is pre-market data. Just look at the whole chart here. This is all this did. Rallied up here, came in, basically just held here. 26 bucks. That's all it did. Intraday, you may have been in this and said, wow, I got 60 cents out of it. You know? But this is all this did. And this stock can move on the day with momentum under it. The momentum was just trying to figure itself out today. And it was tough unless you got that entry I showed you, and you would have had to have a lot of conviction to take that. And I personally would not have because of this, and this, and this. So then it moves 60 cents, and I don't take it, I don't lose money, I don't make money on it, so what? There's better things to find, and you're better off not taking something and not losing than taking something and losing. Does everyone understand that? It's very important. You can take anything for a 30-cent move, a 50-cent move, a 60-cent move in the day. This isn't the goal here. The goal is to find stocks that really work and get the momentum and get some nice moves out of them and learn how to do it really well. Okay? And sometimes when they don't even work that great on the day, if you get a precise entry, you can make money. But could you possibly have taken any size in this entry today with the way that this thing's set up? It would have been crazy to do that. Okay? Because this isn't clean. This is not clean to short into. So that's it. If anybody has any last minute questions, I think I have a couple minutes left. I hope you enjoyed the presentation today and the little talk about low. Does anybody have any quick questions? I know I talked a lot. I hope you got something out of this. I hope you learned something here. No, you can just any chart system. These are Japanese candlestick charts. I'm just reading Japanese candlestick charts. Any charting system that you have that you can read real price action on Japanese candlestick charts will work. I do get pre-market data on this, so plenty of platforms have pre-market and post-market data. Does anyone have any more questions? I really enjoyed talking to you today. I hope that you consider taking my class, and I would love to hear from you. And I hope that you learned something today about gas and about the swoosh. This is only for equities. This is only for equities. Maybe it works for futures. I personally haven't traded it using anything else other than that, so I'm not going to advise you. Otherwise, try it out, test it out, see if you can get any kind of move like this. But I know this works for equities. I scan to find my stocks in the morning, and I look at what earnings reports are coming out, post-market and pre-market, and that's how I find what to watch and then what to rate. And we go through that more in the class. There's plenty of places you can find free scanning things online in the morning, or earnings lists of earnings that are coming out, and then you pull up your charts and you look at the pre-market and post-market data to find the gaps. And that's how you find them. And there's so many things that are gapping in the morning that if you don't have a rating system to break it down, how on earth do you know what to trade? Because there are so many things that gap in the morning. Hundreds and hundreds of stocks gap. Almost every stock gaps in the morning. So you really got to narrow it down to pick the thing that you want to watch to trade to find this swoosh thing. Thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate it. I hope you learned something from this class, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. If you are interested in taking the Golden Gap class this weekend on the 25th and 26th, please contact me at melissa@thestockswoosh.com, and you can give me a call if you want. My number is area code 602-799-5754. Thank you very much.